Hi.
It's
There's a
officially Halloween.
it is. There's a
Spooky
tiny bit of
season.
plot in this episode too.
Only a tiny bit.
Only a tiny
Small
bit. We're starting to get the point of what the show is going to, ever so slightly. All right. I don't remember who started last time, what they liked the most, but Blake, we'll start
I
with you
think
this
it
time.
was me.
Okay, we'll go with Blake.
I kind of like how we saw, I guess, like the potential villain, and like we got her name already in the second episode. I was like,
is it a her?
No, I think it's they them.
Okay. I wasn't sure because every time they spoke,
officially,
I got different tones.
I was gonna say I don't know officially. I don't think it's like transgender. I think they're supposed to be non-binary.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Anyway, go ahead.
But I like that. I like that the name is Shion. I was like, Kingdom Hearts.
Shion Zaiden. that was, oh man. As soon as they came up with like, I know that this is an alternate story, but I was like, yep, you are someone that would not have been there originally. That is the most, this one's different.
Yeah.
All the characters.
Also,
Summer.
the opening kind of slapped.
Oh, that new opening's great. I love it. It's definitely different than any other RWBY opening by a long shot, but that makes sense. So, yeah, it was kind of cool. I don't know who sings it because I'm pretty sure that's not Casey.
I don't think it's Casey, no. I was trying to figure that out earlier.
But, yeah, it was really good. I'm glad that we got the actual video in normal anime fashion where we get the song. If we don't get the intro at the last credits of the first episode, we'll get the song, and then we'll get the song with the opening at the next one. So, Summer.
Okay, so, I really like getting to see all the characters meet each other again. I don't know if it's the style because you get a little more of their animation when they're interacting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seeing Pyrrha generally be a little disappointed that Weiss already knows who she is, and that's why she wants to be partners, compared to how she's like slightly surprised John has no idea who she is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like those little touches they're able to do in here. I also like the whole discussion that Yang and RWBY are having to lead up to all the stuff with Weiss's family company.
Yeah, they very much established Blake and Weiss's I want to say plot threads for like the first 3 volumes in 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. You want to know what I don't like? That apparently John doesn't like pumpkin pizza despite the fact he's got a hoodie for it. I still am griping about that.
No, hold on. Now, hold on. That's going to be the weird thing. Like, I don't know if they show it, but we only find out that it's a pumpkin pizza hoodie after he takes his armor off.
That doesn't change my opinion.
I know, but what if now they made it so he doesn't like pumpkin pizza and it's just a black hoodie?
I will be disappointed greatly.
I do like that even Pyrrha doesn't like it, though. I don't remember if she comments on that in the original series, but if she's like, I don't like it.
I think she did.
Okay.
I do remember her saying it's not very good for you, so yeah.
It's not good for you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what did you have to do? Eat a whole box and a whole bunch of yeah, like 50. Again, I was just really happy watching it. Like, I strangely almost teared up again, just like seeing them in the woods.
It was very nostalgic.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's nostalgia. There's just something about hearing them meeting each other again, and it's just hit me hard.
Also, it threw me off when I saw background characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
there's the black background character.
There was no random "you don't exist" placeholder models. You want to know what I honestly think it is? And it is not the glory days of RWBY horse shit that everyone brings up. You know what I think kind of makes me like nostalgic? When Rooster Teeth itself wasn't a hot trash fire.
You know what? Yes.
Because this was back when like everyone was still happy. The good chunk of everyone you knew was still there. There wasn't a butt ton of controversy. That's what I think kind of reminds me of the time when I was a giant Rooster Teeth fan. I still like stuff that the company puts out and people that are there, but
Yeah, it was back when Rooster Teeth was like small, a little bit not known type of.
yeah, it was like right after their buyout or when they got sold to I don't remember who, but yeah, but
I mean, in a sense, like RWBY made them more well known.
oh yeah,
But they put
absolutely.
them on the map per se.
Yeah. So we get a little bit of shipping fan service in the first couple seconds. He's like, yeah, we can just talk about boys that we think are cute, like him back there. I'm like,
That was really cute. Just the way she did her little hair flip and everything. I loved all of that.
I was like, y'all are just went. What was the one ship that could have worked in the beginning that we just? I was like, that was kind of nice. It was just like, what? Yeah, we could totally do that. I do like how they essentially took conversations from like 5 of the people sometimes forget that some of those early RWBY episodes were maybe a minute long.
Oh my god, they were so short. I remember how mad everybody was about the 3rd episode, I think, of how short that one
It
was.
could be, but like they basically took conversations out of all those tiny episodes from like 7 of them and put them all in the like 4 minutes that they were talking on the airship.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty smart. If you're gonna do it that way, you're getting rid of all that fluff and filler. And
yeah, I thought it was. I kind of liked how everything happened on the airship compared to original. It was like they were at Beacon at like a awkward slumber party per se.
yeah, and you know what? Also, they completely skipped Yang. Yang being happy that there's men around.
Also,
So now they could just be like, Yang never made that comment.
I think they skipped another thing too. Is that in the original during that whole like forest scene, did it like Pyrrhus bring John's semblance?
Yeah.
She unlocked
And
his
that's how we
aura.
got the backstory of like what a semblance is through that.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the original run, she did it in the forest.
Yeah, he got hit in the face. They were walking through and she pulled a twig forward and it snapped back and hit him in the face and he got cut. And she's like, your aura's not active for whatever. And then she activates his and then she gets the whole thing like I believe like Ren is fighting one of the snake grim that his name's like am escaping. She's explaining it and like he uses his aura to like explode its head while she's explaining it. But yes. Yeah. I like also that they don't even get to their lockers. They start at initiation. You don't even get to step foot in the school. You were immediately dropped at the cliff edge. That to me kind of makes more sense. Oh, cool. You're going to meet your teammates. And if you live, you get to go to the school.
Yeah.
And then Osprey at the top. Well, we've never had something go wrong at one of these initiations before. Why do you have to qualify that statement, Ozpin? And the other thing that I thought was kind of weird, they went through and like I understand they're bringing up the people that are going to be important in the show, but even when they had the row of not yet unlocked Smash Bros characters lined up with them in the original show when they're getting launched off into the cliff. They still had Team Cardin there, even though almost none of them talked. This time, they just had randos. Do Team Cardin never show up in the entire show?
It's not a spoiler, right? No.
No.
I feel like they have to because
I think
that start the whole food fight.
So we don't really get that bit.
Okay.
I think maybe what's his face might pop up at one point. I'm like blanking a little on how episode 3 goes. But no, we actually don't get them.
Huh.
You don't really get that arc in this retelling.
Okay.
Interesting, because that was
so
like
a lot of
the whole main
story
thing with John.
Yeah. So a lot of story beats with John are kind of rearranged.
Okay. That was one thing.
So, we are going to get that Pyrrha moment. It's just later.
Okay. That's something Blake brings up. Like, that was a big arc when they made a whole arc about just John.
Oh,
do you guys remember how much?
And then, like, in volume 9 they kind of refer back volume 8 or volume 9.
Volume 8, they haven't done 9 yet.
I know. Like
Yeah.
I remember Ren like when Ren and John got heated, Ren brought it back up. Like you
Yep.
cheated your way to Beacon.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like that was something that people actually bitched about quite a bit when the show first came out, that there was a whole 3-episode arc just about John. People did not like it at all
Look.
because it was about the show's about Ruby. I'm like, yeah, but he's still a main character.
Look, I slightly have poked back into the fandom since we started doing this, just out of curiosity. Yeah, people hate John still.
Mm-hmm.
John will always be reduced to Miles'
As a
self-insert.
self-insert.
That's
Yeah.
what they will always refer to John as.
I love there's actual interviews where Monty openly says that he had to convince Miles to be in it because he did not want this exact thing to happen.
Yeah.
It's like, no, he just needed to be in there. I'm like, no, Miles didn't, because Miles knew all of you were going to be idiots about it. And guess what happened? Ta-da! You're all idiots about it.
Yeah.
Nothing about, and no disrespect on Monty. Monty wanted to be in the show too, but no one gave Monty shit about it. Give or take, Ren's not as important to the show as
I was gonna say,
John was.
Yeah, but like,
considering Ren says like one sentence an episode.
Yep.
Yes.
well, like that's normal that the creator of a show is somehow imprinted in their own show, background
Exactly.
character or not.
Well, I get that, but like, so
that's
was one
why.
of the head writers, but they only gave the head writer shit about it.
I mean,
Keep
everybody was
going.
okay with Carrie's.
Yeah, no one hated that either. That's enough. Just like, they're so selective. It's just like, I'll hate you for one reason, but I won't hate that other person for the same reason. You sure it's not the character? No, it's what they did to get the character. I'm like, say yes to something they were asked of? I don't know. That's just that all just bringing back and thinking about how dumb the fandom was at first and still is. I love the show. I love the lore mythos and all the characters, but man, my life is just better when I'm not thinking about how dumb that fandom is.
No. Another detail, I don't know if it was in the original, but when Blake was reading the book and explained it, see closing, you saw the cover.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember if they showed
it has
the
the character. It has like the main character and the two souls. The two souls are Ozpin's colors. It was green and white. I was like, that is a nice touch.
It was.
I was gonna say, I don't recall what the book looked like the first time, but I did notice that.
Yeah, I'd have to look back to. I don't even know if they showed it having a title the first time.
I
Like,
just
it
feel
is
like
a
it was
brown
holding
book.
the book, like in
Yeah.
her face.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know
Yeah.
if they gave it a texture and all that. I think she was just holding a generic book.
Yeah, and she was just explaining what it was about.
The only book I remember having a title is Ninjas of Love.
Yeah.
It is. And how she had to hide it from the roommates because they openly made it known that, like, I shouldn't be reading this. So we get Shion Zaiden, who is like, yeah, maybe this will do that and other thing. We just have to look for my prey. Like he was they. I'll have to remember to say that. They were very non-specific on what prey was. And then they go through the whole thing. Realistically, the only thing that changes out of these events, outside of them happening a little bit faster, and Ruby showing her semblance and them having a few comments about it, is that they changed how the Nevermore gets killed, how the Deathstalker gets killed.
Yeah.
That I thought was kind of cool. With the spear in the head and then Nora, like, bashes it clean through for the kill. That I actually thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I liked the change up for that fight. I thought that was kind of enjoyable.
Yeah.
They still hit the beats for the Nevermore fight, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They definitely, seeing Shaft do their own spin on what the glyphs look like and the extra pizzazz on that is pretty great. Because it's like you can't afford to mess up what the scene was that everyone showed their friends to get them to watch the show, which was that setup to kill that Nevermore.
Yes.
If you screw that up, it's not good.
Yeah. I feel like all the fighting scenes pulled people into RWBY, so I feel like Sop can't mess up a single fight.
Yeah. And so they have the whole thing done. They get their pieces. then they say that they found its hiding place. On top of, for 2 seconds, when Ruby and Weiss are talking, vines skirt out through the back end of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then they say that after they destroy where the Nevermore is, the wall cracks away, and then there's a building back there. That was nowhere near in the original.
No.
Like when the mountain broke, there's just now a building.
Yeah, that. Then even when Ruby and Weiss killed that, what's it called?
Nevermore.
No, like when it was just the two of them.
Oh,
And
the
they
Beowulfs.
interacted with the Grim. Yeah, they attacked the Grim.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you saw like a little bit of the vine after they both killed it.
Yep. And before they left, you saw that, or I should say at the ceremony now. So we have that building that we have no idea what that does, except for Summer because she's watched it. That building where it is. And now you have Weiss, who now has something weird growing on her neck, even though we never saw it touch her. So I don't know if it was just really fast or what, but that was plot right there. We actually I get a little bit of what the show is.
The plot, yeah.
I don't know what that's going to turn out to be. Like, I know kind of just from like seeing some things that thing gets worse on her, and that leads to what Ice Queendom ends up being. And so they're very, like, again, I don't know how the episodes go, but I'd imagine between the third and fourth episode, it has to start changing drastically for the plot to kind of get going. Because they're kind of just getting to the point of where I think they get through everything with Roman and then it goes weird.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So we basically get volume 1 all over again, and then we get new stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess it's like episode 4.
Is it what?
I'm going to guess it's like episode 4.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
That's why when the sub came out, they dropped 1 to 3 altogether. That's why I got confused last week, because I just assumed that's what they were doing again.
Oh, because that makes sense, because that's like, this is the somewhat familiar things. Now we're going to do all the new things. Yeah, it's looking cool. I like how we literally only have one new character. And it's the one where it's like, I'm going to be an issue later, or I'm going to possibly help you solve the issue while making an issue. Mm-hmm. And it makes sense that this is starting to drop like in October, where we had the most witchiest character, even more than Glinda Goodwitch.
It's spooky season.
It's spooky season.
That's why I have a pumpkin.
Listen, people, if she could have got a rabbit,
I would have been a rabbit.
I would have been. Not I would have gotten a rabbit on there. She would be a rabbit.
I would be.
Summer has problems.
We know this.
We've discovered it. Man, and I'm excited again to be talking about RWBY. I'm looking forward to hopefully this goes until we can get the next, because this is how many episodes is this?
12? Oh no, wait.
I thought it was 25.
Maybe it's more than that. Wait, how many?
I could have sworn it was 24 or 25.
I might be wrong.
I'm going to assume totally 25 episodes. Because I know the last episode
12.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, yeah.
Well, I felt like it was more.
Well, maybe there's going to be 24.
I still think they could probably work with this concept more. Not necessarily the Ice Queendom bit, but just like in general.
Okay. Well, as of right now, we have 3 months worth of content, which will get us close to the end of the year. And right now, we don't have an actual succinct release date for Volume 9 yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is it again? Was it just this year or?
Hold on.
I actually don't.
I think they just had a year. Volume 9.
Because I know people were just assuming it'd be towards the end of the year, following the trend.
Upcoming Volume 9 it will appear in early 2023. The volume was pre-recorded. This volume was received. Oh, yeah, and will be followed by that. But yeah, early 2023. So
okay, so next year.
I'm hoping it's like January or something, because
Yeah.
I'll actually be excited about talking about this for 3 months, and then I hopefully don't want to wait like another 3 months to
Yeah.
get the one where we'll all be on the same page to talk about it. And
Yeah.
I just I want to see Cinder die. That's all I want.
Everyone does. But
Honestly.
like we haven't heard anything about Volume 9 since RTX, right?
I think so. I haven't seen anything.
So
Yeah.
like this might be a stretch, but we maybe I have to double check. I don't know if Rooster Teeth's gonna be at Comic-Con, because otherwise I'd be like,
I
oh,
don't
maybe New
know.
York Comic-Con
When is New
It's
York
not-
Comic Con?
next weekend.
I was gonna say, I honestly don't know. Like I said, I've been so out of touch with everything on them lately.
Only because like they kind of did big announcements at New York Comic-Con, and that's the next big convention coming up. So I feel like logically they might
They
sprinkle
typically
something
do.
around
They-
that weekend.
They typically have huge announcements. Like they've had the entrance to freaking Comic Con be just RWBY before, but
So
again,
that's
that
why
was
I'm kind of going on the speculation we might get a sprinkle of RWBY Volume 9.
maybe 2019 7 officially announced as 8 and 9. Justice League crossover movie coming in 2003 23. I do not see anything.
Yeah, unless like they like do it like an online thing, like how like Deadpool 3 says came out of nowhere.
I'm so happy.
Announcement. So that's what I'm saying. Like maybe they could probably just drop a bomb on us during that weekend.
I could be okay with that. I
Online.
mean, they're going to do it at their own pace, and I'm okay with waiting. Like, it shows that they
Yeah.
have some full-fledged stuff animated, and every time they've waited longer, in my opinion, it's done better. I'm
Yeah.
one of those people that still believes the show does get better, even though people are they're not doing what I want them to do, so it's dumb. Like, that thing will just never be, well, if they knew Monty as well as I did, the show would be better. Stop it.
Says a
But-
person who's never met Monty, had a significant conversation with him.
Absolutely. And therefore, I know that I don't know a damn thing about what Monty would want. No, you know what? I do know a damn thing that Monty would want. He would have stopped harassing his close friends that he worked with for years.
Yeah, that's about
I
it.
can confidently say I would bet my entire life savings that that is probably something Monty said in his actual lifetime. It's almost like he wasn't a jackass and wouldn't want you to be a jackass to his friends. And you know what probably backs that up? The fact that his family still works on the show openly out of their own accord.
They do.
It's kind of shocking how if anyone was going to be pissed at him, if they mistreated him, would probably be his family.
Mm-hmm.
Love how that fact just gets ignored every time that arguments get brought up. But all right, anyway, we're getting sidetracked because again, we had this will be a lot more plot driven once we actually, have it.
I was gonna say, once we get into like episode 4, I feel we'll get more plot talking.
Yeah, we're getting sprinkles of it.
Yes.
I'm just sitting here like, ooh, because I'm like noticing things I did the first time around, and then like trying to see if you guys pick up on it.
Oh, I'm getting
boy.
there. All right. Summer, where can everybody find you?
Oh no, I'm never ready for this. So you can find me on pretty much everything under Ray Sketch It, where I draw art when I feel like finishing it.
There we go. And Blake.
And you can find me on Twitter at Cable028.
You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero. I will not be streaming on weekends for the next 2 weekends because I'll be out of town on a vacation, and the next weekend I'll be out on a wedding. So we're gonna have
you.
we're gonna have to find a weird day to do these because the next 2 Sundays I'm gonna be out of town.
Well, look who ruined the schedule.
I know, right?
Jeez.
This is the conversation we're going to
The
have
audacity.
right now. This is the conversation we're going to have right now. We're not airing that dirty laundry. Bye, everyone.